Hello, and this is Sir Alexander back with part 2 of this game between Spyrus and Spyrus, also known as insufficientlyMad on r2.avi, against iceShadow in the VGO RPG.net tournament, Starcraft 2 tournament, as I'm sure you haven't guessed. This is a best of 3. This is part 2 of this video. We do see that he is going for infestors, which are very good against Marines and Marauders and units like that, and especially good against Vikings. You wouldn't think it, but infestors have got to be one of the best counters against Vikings, because if you can hit them while they're in air mode, what you can do is drop fungal growth on them and then spawn infested Terrans. And while these guys while they're just sitting there doing nothing, the infested Terrans can shoot them down. Not to mention, because he has Hydralisks, he's able to back him up with that. So he does see that this command center is here, and doubtless he's running over there to try and neutralize that and do some damage to it. Not sure how effective those Zerglings are going to be against a flying building. We do see Banshees are on the way. No siege tanks or even siege tech yet, and I think that's a major mistake. He has 4,000 crystals and is not even harvesting these gases to the full extent. He's only got one guy on each gas, and he's got 4,000 crystals in the bank. This is a terrible position for him to be in. iceShadow's not doing all too much better, though, because he's got 2,000 in the bank. Actually, well, he's spending it now. He was probably just distracted. There it goes, down to 120. We see a lot of units coming out now. Let me change this over to the production tab. 5 Hydralisk, Grooved Spines, Zerg Missile Attack 1, and 7 Overlords since he is supply blocked. Looks like these Zerglings are coming down. He did some damage to this, but probably not enough. Wait, is there an air unit here somewhere? Oh, Vikings. These Vikings probably are... Oh, they're hunting down the Overlords that were stationed over each expansion, which that is a little bit of a problem when the Terran player goes Vikings. He still has this Overlord here, so he could pop up a Nidus Swarm if he wanted to. Though that's probably pretty unlikely. We do see a Banshee over here. Cloak is not yet verging. And these Hydralisks are going to come up against that expansion. The command center is running. They aren't effectively moving up against it, though. Here they go. They will attack it now. And yes, we'll definitely be destroying this thing as it desperately tries to run. And it goes down. 400 minerals down the drain for no gain. That thing's been running around for a long time. What he needs to do is take this expansion and put up a planetary fortress, in my opinion, is probably what he should do. Another barracks going up his starport. Okay, he really needs to do mass marines at this point. Look at this. He's got 4,000 crystals. When you have 4,000 crystals, a good tactic to adopt is to take an open space, like right here, and put down about 6 to 8 Raxes, and then do all reactor cores and just start churning out Marines. They aren't that good against most things, but with so many of them massed up, you can really do a lot of damage, so long as they aren't going Colossus. Nice lineup here on the Hellions. Interesting there. They will be pushing out. This bunker is going to be going down. The Banshees on the high ground are going to help, and it looks like these Hydralisks are not going to take this out, especially with those medevacs over top. They will be healing that. We do see personal field and cloaking field going up, so ghosts are probably on the way. Hopefully we'll see some nuke action. Could be very exciting here. But if we change over to the income tab, then as we can see, iceShadow is really out-resourcing Spyrus. He's not even fully... iceShadow is 3-basing it with the gold, just got his 4th base up, but looks like he might be slightly messed up on his macro, because he's only got 41 harvesters to Spyrus's 34, and Spyrus is only 2-basing it. He has to move some of these SCVs off, because he's got like 20 SCVs harvesting from one plot, whereas he's got 8 SCVs harvesting from 8 plots. So he really needs to move some of these guys down, like all but one of them, maybe. This one little Zergling going to run around the map and scout out. These Zerglings are moving out. It looks like iceShadow is definitely outproducing him. Banelings are coming in and are set to come to this position. These Vikings will doubtless take a lot of damage from these guys. Fungal growth. see you can pop fungal growth on these Vikings and then shoot them down with your Hydralisks or spawn infested Terrans. Something else that you can do is wait for these guys to get to. Infested Terrans only cost 25, and you can spawn them while burrowed. So what you can do is burrow them, move them past all these defenses, get right to their command center, and then spawn a billion infested Terran while their army is somewhere else. The Banelings are stuck behind the Zerglings, but finally get out there. One infested Terran one guy goes down there, and this looks like it's going to be GG for Spyrus, as he really has nothing he can do. He really needed siege tanks, and look at this, he's got 3,000 crystals in the bank. Like I said, what he should have done is gone for like 5 Raxes, pumped out Marines, and then just charged. I did a video, I casted a battle report where I did that. I realized I was down, the enemy had it over me, my bases were out, I wasn't harvesting at all, so what I did is I took, 10 Raxes, I think, gave them all reactor cores. I had 6,000 crystals in the bank, so then I just built about 1 billion Marines, and just kept building Marines and marching across the map. Fungal growth going down on those SCVs, and fungal growth causes 36 damage, so it's pretty effective. We do finally see infested Terran going up. These infested Terran really need to... Yes, they will be walling in, pretty much. Pretty effectively. Will easily take down all of those Marines. Infested Terrans do 9 damage. All the infestors are growing underground. These infested Terran really need to come up here and start taking out some buildings or some something. This one will go down, running out of life, and soon we'll all be dying. This ghost here is cloaked, and no nuke on the way. What a mistake. Only 100 crystals and 100 gas, and he's not really building anything. I would just go ahead and drop it all in a nuke and try and do something. So if we look on the units of loss, Spyrus is far behind in the units of loss, and if we look on the production, he's producing 8 Marines, but he really needs to produce about 100 Marines if he wants to come back into this game. He's being out-macroed, out-produced. He's harvesting nothing except for some gas right now. He really needs to lift this off and try and like sneak land it over here, but that won't work because IceShadow is too good at this game and is scouting out all of these expansions. He will here and get a planetary fortress. I think that's his only hope to get back in this game. He's still harvesting nothing, and you have to realize that every minute IceShadow is getting 1,000 crystals and 600 gas, and Spyrus is getting nothing, except for like 160 gas. He's got 5 harvesters. So I think he's hopelessly behind in this game, and it's really just going to be IceShadow macro and pushing in and steamrolling him. He's putting out Banshees. Not sure why. They're terrible against Hydralisks. He's got a lot of Marines. He needs a lot more Marines. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up until the final fight occurs. So I'm going to switch this over to the production tab. Ultralisk Cavern on the way. Crackling being researched. Melee attack 2. He already has air attack 1. Or I mean, you know, the long range attack 1. And not much else going on as far as for Spyrus. He's got a nuke is finally on the way, but way too late, and will not be done in time to nuke this army, I doubt. Just going to go ahead and speed this up again. It's really slow here, because IceShadow doesn't want to risk losing by just attacking and not being able to win, and he knows that his economic advantage is absolutely huge. Every second he's harvesting 100 crystals, whereas Spyrus is harvesting 0. So he's just macroing up, building up his forces over Spyrus, who is out of crystals. He has landed a command center here and is finally starting his production up again, but he's never going to be able to get over that. And look at, oh my goodness! That's where those crystals have been going. Look at all, I did not see these. That's, wow. GG there. I don't know that there's anything in the world that can take that many Ultralisks, except for maybe double the Immortals. Fungal growth going down on those medevacs, and that's GG. There's nothing he can possibly do to take these. And he's got 3 Vikings, but what are they going to do? They can't even attack these guys. I'm going to switch this over to the units. He's got one Hellion, and that's it. A nuke has finished, but he doesn't even have a ghost. If only he had a ghost, he could try and nuke this massive ball of units. That'd be really cool. But GG, he says, so join me again for Game 2 of this best of 3 in Round 2 of the RPG.net Starcraft 2 tournament between IceShadow and Spyros.